The Senate in a quorum call. Senator Durbin addressing the tornadoes in the Midwest earlier, and also Senator McCain, he took to the Senate floor, calling on the U.S. to lead airstrikes in Syria. You can add your thoughts about military intervention in Syria on our Facebook page. You just go to facebook.com/C-SPAN, leave the hyphen out of C-SPAN. You can check out what other viewers are saying there. Our road to the White House political coverage continues tonight ahead of tomorrow's Super Tuesday's primaries and caucuses. We'll bring you live coverage of former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum's campaign in Ohio. That's at about 6:45 Eastern. We expect to have that here on C-SPAN 2. And campaign events with the other three main Republican presidential candidates, Mitt Romney from Ohio at 6:30, and Ron Paul over in Idaho Falls, Idaho at 9 o'clock tonight. Both of those events are going to be on our companion network, C-SPAN 3. And streaming live on cspan.org, Newt Gingrich in Chattanooga, Tennessee, tonight at 7 Eastern. While we're in the Senate quorum call, I'll let you know that the Senate's ranking member on the Armed Services Committee today called for U.S.-led airstrikes against the al-Assad regime in Syria, saying that the U.S. has a, quote, moral obligation to do so. We'll take a look at Senator McCain's remarks.
The crisis in Syria has reached a decisive moment. It's estimated that more than 7,500 lives have been lost. The United Nations has declared that Syrian security forces are guilty of crimes against humanity, including the indiscriminate shelling of civilians, the execution of defectors, and the widespread torture of prisoners. Bashar al-Assad is now doing to Homs what his father did to Hama. Aerial photographs procured by Human Rights Watch show a city that has been laid to waste by Assad's tanks and artillery. A British photographer who was wounded and evacuated from the city described it as a, quote, a medieval siege and slaughter. The kinds of mass atrocities that NATO intervened in Libya.
Consideration of S-Res 386.
The clerk will report.
Senate Resolution 386 calling for free and fair elections in Iran and for other purposes.
Without objection, the Senate will proceed to the matter. The committee is discharged, and the Senate will proceed to the matter.
I know of no further debate on the resolution and urge its adoption.
If there's no further debate, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The bill is agreed to.
I ask consent the preamble be agreed to and the motion to reconsider be laid upon the table.
Without objection.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the appointment at the desk appear separately in the record as made by the chair.
Without objection.
I ask unanimous consent when the Senate completes its business today. It adjourn until Tuesday, March 6th at 10 a.m. That following the prayer and pledge, the Journal of Proceedings be approved to date, the morning hour be deemed expired, and the time for the two leaders be reserved for their use later in the day. that following any leader remarks, the Senate proceed to a period of morning business for up to 1 hour, with senators permitted to speak therein for up to 10 minutes each, with the time equally divided and controlled between the two leaders of their designees, with the majority controlling the first half and the Republicans controlling the final half. Following morning business, the Senate resumed consideration of S-1813, the Surface Transportation Bill. Further, the time prior to the cloture vote be equally divided and controlled between the two sides, with the final 10 minutes controlled between the two leaders of their designees, with the majority leader controlling the final 5 minutes, and that at 12:30 p.m. the Senate recess until 2:15 p.m. to allow for the weekly caucus meeting.
Without objection.
Mr. President, the filing deadline for second-degree amendments to the Reid Amendment number 1761 is 11:30 a.m. Tuesday. The first vote of the week will be at noon on the motion to invoke cloture on the Reid Amendment. Additionally, there will be 2 votes on confirmation of the Phillips and Rice nominations at 2:15 p.m. tomorrow. And if there's no further business to come before the Senate, I ask that it adjourn under the previous order.
The Senate stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow.